These are the Photopea instructions on how to get an image inside of text. First, open up the image called Desert Landscape. Then on your Type tool, you're going to click on the capital T and click and drag a box as large as possible. You can always resize this box later. We want a very large font, and we also want a font that is very thick. Right now, I'm on a font called Distant Galaxy. There's others here that would work as well. You do not want a script font. You do not want something very thin. You want something really large and thick so that most of the picture will show up in the image. So you pick a font, Erica 1 here would be great. Maybe Fancy Pants, maybe it's big enough. We want to pick a really large, thick font for it to be able to show most of our picture. I'm going to go back to Distant Galaxy because I know that one works pretty well, but there are others. And when you do your own assignment, you can choose your own font. And I'm going to type right now just the word sand in all capital letters. I can change the size of this by pressing Control A on the keyboard or select all, maybe making this a different size. On this scroll bar, the bit largest I can get is 150, but if I highlight this and type in an arbitrary number and hit enter, I can make this whatever size I want. So let's try 600. That's probably about good for this font. The goal is to get the word sand as large as possible on the text. Next, this is the hard part on your iPad. If you're working on Photopea on your iPad, we need to switch the order of these two layers. Do your best, and it may take you a couple of tries. Click and drag sand underneath background, or maybe try to move background on top of sand. Keep going until you get background on the top and sand underneath. Once you're finished, click on background, then go to layer, clipping mask. And ta-da, there is our image inside of our text. We can move it around by dragging the image behind it around. I want to see mostly sand in my picture. There we go. We have a lot of extra space around this, so I'm going to click and drag a box around it using my rectangular select tool. That's what I want to keep. I'm going to go to image crop. That gets rid of a bunch of it. I want to do some effects to my text. I'm going to click on sand because that's a layer I want to work on. And down here, EFF or effects, click it, then choose drop shadow. You can play around with how thick or the location of your shadow right here. I kind of like how it automatically landed right there. I'm going to click OK. You can kind of see a shadow around the word sand now. And then the last thing I want to do is create a color around this. Right now it would just be transparent. To do this last step, I have to go to Layer, New Layer. There it is right there. Once it's selected, Layer 1, I want to click this kind of half circle, half white, half black circle, and go to Color Fill. From here, you can choose any color you want to on the rainbow. I'm going to go with a purple. And then over here is where you choose how light or dark the color is going to be. Unfortunately, in Photopea, it doesn't give you a preview down here. So you kind of have to look at this top bar. So I'm going to go with kind of a really dark purple, then click OK. And then here's the hard part again. You got to move this layer up underneath the text. Your layer order should be background, the word sand, and layer 1. And now you have text, an image inside of text, and now it has a drop shadow and a colored background. And that's what you turn in on Schoology.